This is Valley View News.
An ex-gang member who dedicated his life to stopping crime has been killed in a gang shooting. LA Transit riders may be paying more as MTA faces the biggest deficit in its history. And the recession isn't stopping people from traveling, but they are looking for ways to get more for their money.
Good afternoon and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Jocelyn Bonilla.
And I'm Nick Robles.
A community is in mourning. A prominent Los Angeles anti-gang activist was gunned down. Friends say he was trying to stop a tagger. Valley View News' Alan Carter joins us with the story.
Ronald Barron was visiting friends in his old neighborhood on Super Bowl Sunday. His life came to an end that night after he argued with someone tagging a trash container in the back alley.
He was pretty much gone in my arms. I knew it.
For Tommie T-Top Rivers, it's still hard to believe. His best friend, Ronald Barron, gunned down doing what he loved best, trying to stop gang activity.
And before I got outside, I heard a gunshot. And when I opened the door, I seen him fall in the street. And he tried to get up. And I heard him say like it ain't nothing. He fell back to the ground.
A twist of fate, Barron used to be a gang member himself, until rededicating his life to cleaning up the streets after time spent in Chino State Prison. Barron and Rivers became two of LA's most recognizable faces in gang intervention, working with I Mayor I Can and speaking to young children about the perils of gang life. Ronald Barron was shot to death on Super Bowl Sunday. He was at a local bar hanging out with some old friends. He stepped outside, and that's when he saw a suspect tagging this dumpster. He tried to stop him, but lost his life. Witnesses said the suspect calmly walked off after the shooting. 36 hours later, LAPD arrested a 16-year-old boy for the murder.
We got surveillance video from a local business where the murder was captured on tape. We shared that information with Los Angeles Police Unified School District, and they were able to help us out identifying our suspect.
Even though the suspect allegedly took the life of his best friend, Rivers has compassion for the juvenile.
He didn't have the tools to know his value, to know his place, to know his purpose. He had no other higher goals or aspirations but to write on walls and carry a gun.
And it's a testament to their work in the streets.
He wasn't shot back at. He didn't die out there either. 10, 15 years ago when we was out there like that, he wouldn't have made it off the block. It's just a testimony to our work. Dudes wasn't carrying guns no more because we knew if we do that, it's just another mother and father crying loss. Same pain that we feel.
Investigators in the killing of Ronald Barron say the suspect's name has not been released because he's a juvenile. Investigators tell me he might be charged as an adult. Back to you.
Thanks, Alan. The Tom Bradley International Terminal at LAX is undergoing a major facelift. It will be one of the largest public work projects in LA history. The expansion is expected to cost $1.2 billion and create 4,000 construction-related jobs. It will include 9 new gates capable of accommodating such giant new airlines as the Airbus A380 and Boeing 787 Dreamliner. It will also include a new pair of concourses with larger passenger lounges. The work is expected to be completed by 2013.
Los Angeles public transportation prices are going up this year, but an MTA deficit has officials considering another fare hike. Valley View News' Dina Khalil has more.
Los Angeles County transit officials are forecasting the largest operating deficit in their history. They're more than $250 million short on operating, and this has them considering cuts to bus and rail service, as well as fare increases. A fare increase from $1.25 per ride to $1.50 is already set to begin in July, but officials say they've already considered that into the shortfall projections and that another increase could be necessary. How much this could be remains unclear. And bus riders who have long complained about crowded buses and limited services are not happy.
I take the bus to school every day, so it's coming out of my pocket, and I don't have a job, so that's really hitting home.
And I'm going to be constantly taking the bus, so cause it's my only way of transportation, so it's not a good thing for me at all.
I hardly work, and I don't have a lot of cash to go from point A to point B every day.
Metro Transit Authority officials say the gap was caused by cuts in state funding, as well as an 8% decrease in ridership. But lead organizer of the Bus Riders Union, Esperanza Martinez, says the MTA brought it on themselves.
You know, they have to basically go into debt, major debt, to build projects. And, you know, they get money from the federal government to construct, right? They'll get capital money, construction money, but they don't get money to operate the projects.
Freeway projects will cost nearly $200 million, and MTA officials are hopeful that it will create more than 2,000 jobs in Los Angeles. But service cuts to lines with low ridership may just cost some commuters their jobs. In North Hollywood, I'm Dina Khalil, Valley View News.
An internal document from Toyota reportedly shows that it saved hundreds of millions of dollars by persuading U.S. regulators to limit or avoid safety recalls. One of the things the document showed is that the company agreed to a limited recall of 55,000 floor mats in 2007. This allowed the automaker to avoid a deeper investigation into the problem. The floor mats in the Camry and Lexus ES sedans were the subject of a sudden acceleration investigation. The document was shown to Toyota's top executive last July. This was months before the sudden acceleration problem became known to the public.
The hands-free cell phone law is making only a small difference on the roads and highways. Cynthia Garcia is in the newsroom with more. Cynthia?
It seems like people on the roads are still multitasking, texting, talking, and twittering. Although some people continue to break the law, the word has spread and is slowly making changes on the road.
It's been 2 years since the hands-free cell phone law came into effect. Therefore, this person and this person can get pulled over and fined. The law passed on July 1st, 2008 states that drivers 18 and over need to purchase a hands-free device like this one to drive and talk on the phone. Drivers under 18 cannot use any phone device while driving. California Highway Patrol Officer Lovano says those that text and drive can also get fined.
The first laws that went into effect in 2008 had a loophole in them, and it did not cover texting. So we would see people not necessarily talking on the phone, but they were still busy with their hands. They were trying to text, and it was even more dangerous than talking on the cell phone. So this second law went into effect in 2009 and making it illegal to text and drive.
Violators will get a $20 fine for their first offense and a $50 fine for their second offense, but that's just a base fine. Court fees and additional penalties could make the price go up to $150 or more. The question is, since the law passed, do a lot of people still use handheld phones while driving?
It's dangerous, but I do it myself.
No, I don't call, just text.
Most of the time, if I get a call, I usually don't try to call people, but if I get a call, I'll answer it.
The CHP reports that cell phone violations have gone down. However, out of 8 ticket violations, half will be cell phone violations. Since January 2009, there have been over 1,700 tickets given to drivers that text. The Los Angeles Police Department handles many accidents caused by cell phone distractions. Detective Bustos encourages motorists to not use the cell phone and drive unless it's an emergency.
Driving in the state of California, it's a privilege. It's not a right. And we have to take that very seriously. Driving is an awesome responsibility. If it's that important for you to answer that message, pull over to the side of the road if that message needs to be answered immediately for your safety and the safety of everybody else on the roadway.
No state completely bans all types of cell phone use for all drivers. However, it is encouraged that people put their phones away while driving if it's not an emergency. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Cynthia. Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa has called for pay cuts for all city workers. The pay cuts would eliminate the need to cut 4,000 jobs. Villaraigosa says a 5% pay cut among all city employees could save $150 million. The Departments of Environmental Services and Human Services may also be eliminated and their functions transferred to various agencies. Villaraigosa said he plans to keep the current size of the police force and hire new officers, but the president of the Los Angeles Police Protective League says it makes no sense to hire officers while cutting the salaries of those already on the force.